It is very probable that throughout the lab course something will spill. Avoidable or not, spills happen. This section will explain how to deal with spills safely. Spills need to be cleaned up in the lab as they occur to keep you and your classmates safe from injuries. Different chemicals may require different cleanup procedures. Do not hesitate to let your instructor know that you've had a spill and ask how it should be cleaned. Students will not be penalized for spills. If a chemical dribbles down the side of a reagent bottle you've poured from, please clean up the drips so that the next person does not get that chemical on their hands or clothing or from the bottle or bench. Dilute chemical spills can be cleaned up with just a paper towel and water, or with paper towel, soap solution, and water. Clean up concentrated chemical spills as directed by your instructor. Spills of a solid chemical should be swept up with a brush and a paper towel or a dustpan, and disposed of in a proper waste container for that chemical. Be sure to clean up drips and spills on the floor so that no one slips. The faucet at the large sink can also be used to rinse a small chemical spill off your arm or hands. If you spill a chemical on the skin of your arm or hand, flush the affected skin under running water for at least 15 minutes. If the chemical is very dilute, you may choose to flush for a shorter amount of time. Discuss this with your instructor to make sure you proceed safely and minimize the damage to your skin. If glass breaks, take care not to cut yourself. Make sure people nearby know that glass is broken so they don't walk through it or use the sink or bench where it broke. Let your instructor know so that you can help manage the situation. Use the dustpan and brush or broom to gently sweep up the glass shards, trying to contain and collect them rather than fling them about. Dispose of the broken glass in the broken glass container located in each lab. Be aware that a chemical may have also spilled when the glass broke, and use caution to clean up the chemical as directed by your instructor. Never pick up pieces of glass with your bare hands. After cleanup of the glass, seek instructions of how to get replacement glassware for your lab. Many courses have courtesy points built in to each lab's grade. To earn those points, you just need to clean up your equipment, bench space, and common areas. Some instructors will assign you a common area to clean each week to distribute the work and make sure that the lab is ready for the next class. The courtesy points should be easy to earn, but can be taken away if a mess remains after you leave. When you have finished the wet chemistry of your experiment, you should clean up before you continue with the calculations, graphs, or questions, unless otherwise directed. A few lab experiments will specifically ask you to do your graphs or calculate your data to check that it's within a certain degree of error prior to actually cleaning up. Cleaning up should include all these following steps. Step 1. Dispose of the chemical waste as directed by your instructor and/or by the lab manual. Wash and rinse all glassware and equipment. Do a final rinse of all washed glassware and equipment with DI water. Fill the deionized water bottle that is at your lab bench. Wipe down your lab bench area with paper towels or a large sponge to ensure chemical residues are removed. This step should be done prior to working on your data or your write-up work. Be sure to watch for those glass shards during this step. Clean any common area your instructor has assigned to you or your lab partner. Do not take off the splash goggles until your instructor gives you the okay. If you think everyone is finished, let your instructor know. He or she will determine if all the chemicals and waste are cleaned up. Then let everyone know that it's time to take the splash goggles off. Wash your hands before you leave the lab. Your hands and face will be safe, and your next meal will taste better without chemical residue.